President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declared the Nigerian economy is witnessing its strongest growth in a decade, with GDP rising by 4.23% in the second quarter of 2025. He said industrial output doubled year on year, while agriculture and services also expanded. Inflation, which stood at 20.12% in August, has been on a steady decline for 5 consecutive months. Speaking at the Northern Nigerian Investment and Industrialization Summit in Abuja on Monday, President Tinubu, represented by Finance Minister Wale Edun, said Nigerian trade surplus now stand at 7.4 trillion naira, reserves as rising to $42 billion, and the naira has stabilized. He stressed that the North is central to Nigerian economic transformation, giving it vast mineral deposits, agricultural capacity, and industrial potential. The administration, it said, is prioritizing mining, agriculture, and power in the region, with reforms to formalize artisan mining, attract credible investors, and ensure host communities benefit from resource exploitations. Minister of Budget and National Planning Senator Atiku Bagudu said the forthcoming 2026-2030 development plan will incorporate outcomes from the summit. Zamfara State Governor Daudu Lawal emphasized security, harmonized politics, and regional power strategy as key to attracting investment, while Nasarawa Governor Abdullahi Sule urged northern leaders to take responsibility for securing their states. Convener of the summit, Professor Ango Abdullahi, represented by Air Marshal Alami Dangash, retired, described the North as Nigerian economic engine, but one that inadequate infrastructure and limited access to credit were holding back its potential. He called for reforms to allow non-based business to use their assets as collateral for loans, stressing that inclusive development in the North is vital for national stability and industrialization. The summit launched the MAP 2035 agenda to accelerate industrialization, boost mining, agriculture and power, create jobs and
our agricultural self-sufficiency, our mining competitiveness, and our industrial base will largely rise or fall depending on how we unlock, as the governor of Zamfara said, how we unlock the North's potential. And that's why the president's administration's strategic reforms place mining, agriculture, and power in the North at the heart of our growth agenda. What are those opportunities? As we have just heard, the North holds some of the most valuable mineral deposits in Africa: gold, lithium, tin, zinc, limestone, coal, all available in the North. And new reforms are formalizing artisanal mining, attracting credible investors, and as we have heard earlier today, in the lithium, for example.
So this is a good moment to have people who represent different areas in the North to pay attention to when that economic mapping is taking place, so that, because it's a whole of society effort, so that they can ensure that that mapping include those things that they believe the regions or the areas of interest are captured in that economic mapping, which we will utilize over the next 5 years in ensuring that even our federal budget reflects that endogenous bottom-up mapping that will ensure that there is deliberate attempt to include every part of the country. There is deliberate attempt to support each and every part of Nigeria to do better with the economic potentials that they have.
We must collectively secure people, and investments. Security is the fundamental prerequisite for any meaningful development. Investors, both domestic and international, are not philanthropists. They are realists. They will not commit capital where it is not safe. We as leaders and presidents in northern states must deepen our collaboration beyond politics. We must integrate our security architectures, share intelligence in real time, and foster greater community policing to create a secure and predictable environment. A safe north is a bankable north. Secondly, we must harmonize and simplify our policies.
The North has always been the engine room of Nigeria's productive economy. Our challenge has always been infrastructure to link our vast resources to market. Today, those realities remain unchanged. Northern Nigeria is blessed with abundant mineral wealth, fertile land, and vibrant human capital. But without modern infrastructure, railways, roads, power, and storage, the full value of these resources cannot be realized.
But at the Northern Nigerian Governors Forum, we say we must approach all these areas, but number one is we must approach security. And we should stop blaming anybody for our security. We take responsibility on our own that we are responsible for our security, and we work on our security, and we go strictly on our own security. It doesn't matter which kind of form you will do. So what we expect out of this is sincerity. We be sincere with ourselves. Stop blaming anybody. If we are blaming anybody, blame ourselves. So take it upon ourselves to go from one end to another, so we'll be able to solve our problem.